Hello, my second graders. How are you? I hope you're all well. Hope you're doing well, you and your families, and hopefully you all had a very nice weekend. I know I sent a message yesterday and earlier today that I apologize for not being able to sign in to the Zoom classes that I had scheduled for us for this week. But unfortunately, the DOE has mandated all teachers to stop the use of Zoom until further notice and until maybe we can use a different platform or another video conferencing so we can see each other. In the meantime, I'm going to video myself teaching the lesson related to the assignment that I posted yesterday, which was assignment 5. Assignment 5 and assignment 6 are going to relate to each other. So what you'll do for assignment 5 is what you're going to need for assignment 6. So basically, what we're learning this week is regarding roles and responsibilities. I know in the past 2 weeks, we've learned about our government, about the president, our leaders, how our government is structured with the 3 branches of government, and what the symbols of citizenship mean and how we are united by them. Last week, we learned all about symbols. We watched different videos. We learned what certain symbols represent, such as, the bald eagle, the Statue of Liberty, the American flag, and, many other symbols, even monuments, right, in Washington, D.C., like the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. So we learned on how these symbols of citizenship unite us and what they mean. And when we talk about roles and responsibilities, we talk about our leaders and in terms of what their roles are in our communities, right? Because we're still talking about our communities and what our rights, rules, and our responsibilities are and what their roles are. So our essential question is, well, who are the leaders and what are their roles and responsibilities? And our LO for this week is that we can understand that our communities have leaders with different roles and responsibilities. And we're going to learn about some of the different roles and responsibilities they have. I had suggested watching the video that we had watched in the very first assignment regarding local and state governments. It's a BrainPop Junior video. So I had suggested that you guys watch that video again so that you could understand the roles and some of the leaders in our local government, like the mayor of the city, the governor, and some other, leaders in our communities as well, right? So how you can all be different leaders in our communities. So I asked you to watch that video because it'll help you throughout this assignment. So now for the lesson. Communities have the rules and laws that affect how they function. Citizens contribute to the city's government, to the community's government, through leadership and through service. There's so many different community leaders, right? They represent the needs of the community, to the neighborhood, the borough, the city, the state, right? So there's many different types of community leaders. What is a leader? A leader is a person who is responsible for guiding or directing a group. That's what a leader is. So let's think about who is the leader of the United States, right? The leader of the United States is our president, and our president is Donald Trump. He is the current president of the United States. And what are some responsibilities that the president or the leader of our country might have? Well, we know the president, they enforce the laws, they represent our nation, and they do a lot for our country, right? They pretty much run our entire country. Now let's talk about leaders in our communities. Leaders in our communities can run schools, they can run libraries, parks, so many different leaders, right? We have a leader in our own school community, right? Our principal, Ms. McCann, is our leader in our school community. So there's leaders in all different types of places. Local government passes laws to help everyone keep them safe, right? So now let's talk about our community, right? And our city. Who runs our city? Our city is run by a mayor, right? And our mayor is Bill de Blasio now, right? So he is the one who runs our city, who handles all issues. He's the one working right now with, this whole pandemic and everything going on. So our city is run by our mayor. And so then we also have a governor. And the governor is the state leader. And our governor is Andrew Cuomo, right? So Andrew Cuomo is our governor. So I gave you guys a little chart that explains some roles and responsibilities of state and local leaders. So for example, The local leaders are the mayor, right? Like I just mentioned. The mayor decides on, how to use land in our area. Makes decisions of the city budgets, like what can we do, what can we get, what can we spend on for the city to improve the city, to improve the subway systems, the parks. There can be many different things, right? The mayor also enforces the city and the state laws within New York City. So what laws do we have to abide by? There's laws on, speed limits when you're driving. It's just like basic laws that we have in our normal community on our day-to-day life, right? Represent the people. So the mayor also represents the people. What does our state leader do? Our state leader is our governor, right? Our governor, Andrew Cuomo, is our state leader. So what does our state leader do? Our state leader, he organizes and manages state school systems. So they help rule like our Department of Education and all different school systems throughout the state of New York. They protect our state parks, our beaches. They protect the state land, water, animals. They run state hospitals, health programs, and they represent the people of the state of New York. So that's all of New York, right? Andrew Cuomo is the governor of New York State. And then, like I mentioned, we also have our leader, which is our president. So the state government is responsible for running the state, and a governor is elected to run the executive branch of the state government. A senator and representatives represent the state in the legislative branch. So I'd like you to review that chart again that I gave you. It's in your assignment, just so you can understand a little bit more how our leaders and their responsibilities work. And what I wanted you to do was, the first thing that we're going to do with this assignment is that you're going to work on a community graphic organizer. So in this organizer, I'd like you to think of your community and give me 2 details for the places to play, places to work, and places to live. So I want you to tell me 2 things, right, about those 2 details about those places. So for example, places to work in your community can be in a school, can be in a hospital, a fire station, a store. Places to play can be the park, the field, can be different things in your community. Places to live can be in an apartment building in your community, can be in a home, can be the actual name of your community. So places that you can live in your community, okay? And what we're going to do is, after taking those details, I would like you to tell me how you can think of some problems that might occur in these places. For example, in the places to play, you may think that the park is too dirty, or there's not enough playgrounds to play, so you have to play in your backyard. It's dangerous. There's a lot of people, that are surrounding the park, and you don't feel safe. So that can be one thing. Or places to work, like a library, for example. You're a librarian at the library, but there's not enough books. So how can you be a librarian? There's not enough books for you to share, to read, or for you to organize, or for you to distribute to people who want to come and borrow books. So those are all different ways that there can be issues or problems in your community, okay? So I'd like you to complete that assignment, and then when we're done with this assignment, and we'll probably stretch this out until the following week, because I want to see if I can help you guys write this as well, and review it, is we're going to write a letter. Assignment 6 is going to be writing a letter to our mayor, and you're going to talk about a particular problem in your community. So you're going to talk about maybe a problem in your park, right? You're going to talk about that the park is not safe, that the park is dirty, that maybe the swings don't work, that the slides are too big. We can come up with many different ideas, right? So I want you to pick one of the problems in your community. It can also be something else. That's just an example that I gave, but it could be something else. Like it could be the whole issue with the library. There's not enough books, for the children in the elementary school to read, because there's more of like older books. You can say that there's not enough picture books for the younger kids, like pre-K and kindergarten. You have siblings that want to read picture books, and there's not enough books for you to take out. So we can, talk about many different things. So you're going to pick one problem and we're going to write a letter to our mayor. And we're going to ask our mayor. I had mentioned in the earlier today that our mayor is responsible for the city's budget, right? So maybe we can ask our mayor if they can include this in their budget to make it better, to make to bring more books to the library if that's the situation, if that's the problem, to put more safety issues in the park, in the playground, if that's the problem that you're seeing in your community, to put more things to play with, to not allow anybody just to go in, to have it gated, to make sure that the park is cleaned, have like someone cleaning it, daily. So those are all different things that we're going to write to our mayor. So we're going to practice on writing a letter to our mayor about a problem in our community. So please complete this community graphic organizer first, and then we're going to use that to complete our sample letter that we're going to send to our mayor. Okay. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to message me. I am on Remind all day until at least 3 o'clock. Sometimes I'm answering messages later on. I'm communicating with a lot of you, throughout the day. I mean, I'm always getting messages from your parents, which is great to hear from all of you. And so I don't mind responding even after 3 o'clock. So just send me any messages or questions that you may have in any assignments. And hopefully soon we can probably come up with another video conferencing platform that we can use to do a live video class with me. But until then, please complete assignment 5. I will be posting the sample letter for assignment 6 tomorrow. And I'm wishing you all a great afternoon, and I miss you all. Bye, second grade.